And to start off, we're going to start off with the Lilo and Stitch trailer, the official trailer. It's from Disney themselves. I'm not listening to it yet. It's from Disney themselves. So this is the official trailer. And I hope that the sound works for you guys. Please tell me if you can't hear anything. Yeah, I've seen a few things, and we're definitely going to talk about a few things once we get to the things. We're going to talk about it. But for now, let's just look at the trailer. The only thing, I will start off positively. I remember when they were filming this and some leaked footage came out. Everyone was talking about how they used a puppet for Stitch, and for the model, the puppet looked cool. And the little girl plays Lilo, looks very much like Lilo, and she looks very adorable. So hopefully the good outweighs the bad. Apparently a lot of people there's a lot of reactions right there, but I'm nervous. I love Lilo and Stitch, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to. That was so loud for me. Oh my god, it's still so loud for me. Jesus Christ. Shut up, I wasn't finished. Okay, my apologies.
We have apprehended.
I'm not gonna lie, I was just checking to make sure you guys could hear it. Shut up me. Okay, there's gonna be a slight echo for a second because I was checking that. Okay. We're going to start the trailer. We're going to watch it and give thoughts, advice. My camera's kind of in the way, but it'll be fine. Okay, here we go. From Disney. Here we go. All right, big old ship.
A dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
It's not horrible so far.
He took the red one.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Okay.
Shooting star!
Little girl.
I wish
That's
for
Lilo,
a friend.
obviously.
Like a best friend.
Okay. It wasn't horrible.
I wish for a friend.
A little push. Okay. Maybe it's just the editing. We're in benefit of the doubt. It was just the editing.
Like a best friend.
Okay. She wishes for a best friend. Hello, Daphne. Hello, Chris.
What the hell?
Who's that?
Like a best friend.
Okay.
What the
Okay. That's just some random guy, I guess.
hell?
Alright. Memorial Day. Did she scream in the... I don't remember that. I don't remember her, like, freaking... I don't remember... Did she freak out when she saw Stitch? I don't think she did. I'm trying to think. I don't recall her freaking out when she saw Stitch in the original movie. Making it a little different. I can't complain about that, right? She's making it a little different, so it's not the same copy and paste, right? Can't do anything about that, right? That's good. Stitch looks adorable. Lilo's cute, so...
He is your responsibility. Got
it. And we get to our first problem. That's not what she looks like. That's not her skin tone. That's blackface. There's no way around it. Hold on. Wait, let me Google a picture of her. Maybe she's dark. Okay, I remember real quick. So I remember when the actress that played Nani was first cast. It was a very big deal. Everyone was kind of freaking out because she was pale. I was one of the people that defended the situation on the account that the actress is a Hawaiian individual. She is not native, she's not indigenous, but she is Hawaiian. So I didn't really see an issue with that. I do see an issue. We're gonna Google this real quick. I do see an issue with darkening an actress's skin tone. Hold on. We're gonna. How do you spell LILO? Probably exactly how it's pronounced. Lilo and Stitch cast. Yeah, like even just the first picture that comes up for her when you Google it, like that's not that. What am I looking at? Like, look at that. Like, are we kidding? Like, that is an Irish. Hold on. That is an Irish woman. Like, if you said she was Scottish to me, I'd be like, yeah. Like, you know, like, there's no. What are we talking about right now? What are we doing here? That is the first picture that comes up when you Google the actress. That's not cherry picking. That is the first thing that shows up. Like what? Like, we see this, right? Like what is happening? Like, okay, this is the darkest picture out of all. When you Google her, out of all the pictures, these two are where she is darkest. So this one, she's a little tan. Still not even near the tan that we're seeing below me. And then here is one where she is slightly more tan with curly hair. It's a little blurry, so it's not going to be HD because for whatever reason it's blurry. That's just how the picture looks. That's not my camera. That's just how the picture looks on the screen. Again, it's not even close to what we're currently seeing on screen. I want to see, does she have an Instagram? I'm genuinely curious. I'm looking. Okay. I believe this is her Instagram. Yeah, because she's posted the, yep, she's posted the official, trailer on her thing. Even on her Instagram, I'm not saying she can't get a little tan, but the image that you are... come on, focus camera. The image that you are seeing below me is nowhere near front. You don't need it to be clear. You can see. You know what I mean? Like, sure. Her dad is... I'm assuming that's her dad or a family member. That's great. But she herself is a pretty pale individual. Just from these pictures, just scrolling on her Instagram. Like, and again, I'm not, it's not to be mean, it's not to shame her color or anything like that. It is the fact that Disney and the producers and whoever else was in charge, and her, because she agreed to what is clearly darkening her skin. The makeup that she's put on is making her skin not just a shade or two darker like the way the British girls do it, in a way that changes her ethnicity. Blackface! Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the issue. It's sad that it's one of those things that we have to point out. But it's so interesting because people will talk all the time about, when white characters become black, when they, take a white person, a famous white character from a cartoon or a TV show or movie, and then do a remake, and then they make a person black, they'll be like, it's white, or it's blackwashing, right? That's the term, blackwashing. And a lot of the excuses, well, if we took a black character and made them white, you guys would freak out. Yeah! And it's like, it still happens, right? Like, this is a clear example. Like, whitewashing a character does exist. They hired a white colored woman to play a dark-skinned woman, and didn't just, like I said, it would have been 100 million times better if they just let her be white. If they just let her skin be pale, it wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't have a problem because is a Hawaiian person. So not native Hawaiian, but she's native to Hawaii. Weird. Anyways, that wouldn't have been an issue. And I defended them. I said, they got a Hawaiian person. Move on. This is not okay. This is the exact opposite of okay. You know? They did it with the white guy in Wicked. They did it here. So this idea that, you know, Ariel is black and the world is ending. Clearly, it's still happening the other way. You can't use the excuse that, oh, what if we made Black Panther white? You are. You're still doing it. It's still occurring. It's still happening. You can't pretend like it's oh, well, that was 100 years ago. That was in the 30s, the 40s. No, it's not. It's here in the modern day in 2025. It is occurring. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to continue. That's my rant. Enjoy my rant. Okay, here we go. They kept the same song, so that's cool.
He's so cute and fluffy.
I'm not liking a lot of the... Oh, crap. I clicked the back button. I'm not liking a lot of the physical stuff that they do for LILO. And again, don't kill a child. I'm not saying to hurt the child, obviously. What's up, Jalen? I'm not saying to hurt the child. But like that. Like, it looks goofy. You know what I mean? And like, what we're about to see with Stitch jumping on top of her. It looks goofy. And... I'm not gonna blame the actress like this. Like, I'm not gonna blame the actress for that. She's like, what, 5? You know what I mean? But somebody's gotta get blamed for it. You know what I mean?
Your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they're gonna establish that the dog can talk. Okay.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ!
No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
Okay, that was kind of funny. The rough was funny. Is that supposed to be David? Is this guy supposed to be David? Is that guy supposed to be David? I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Yeah.
Ew, we are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
I didn't like that delivery. You know, when they first say Ohana, it's in an argument, and it's a very heated, passionate argument. That's the whole point of the Ohana thing. It's very clearly both of them, you know, angry. It's more passionate than that. I don't love how what feels... We'll see when the movie comes out, but it's just, in the original film, the Ohana means family was so... It was such a passionate thing. The reason why it sticks... Is that fucking Jesus in my chat? Sorry, I got distracted. Jesus is here, everyone. Thank you, God. Okay. Yeah, in the original, you know, movie, the reason why Ohana sticks so solidly in the original film is because the argument is so intense, especially for a child's film. It's a Disney animated movie, but the argument is very intense, it's very real, and it's both of them pulling at the fact that, you know, that's kind of the last thing they have of their parents, right? So, and they're the only family that they have of, you know, of each other. They only have, you know, each other. And so by adding Stitch, he's becoming not just, you know, another member of the family, but it's expanding what they've lost in a sense. But again, the original argument is so intense, and I feel like the delivery here specifically, it feels she's doing it sarcastically. The little girl's acting like a small child. Yeah. And then they do that Disney humor You know, I don't know at what point in the story this will be. Hopefully this will be later in the movie once if we already get an intense scene explaining Ohana. But to ruin the Ohana line, you know, with Disney humor. That's what it is. It's Disney humor. Or you know, it's that Marvel humor of, "Oh, did I just say that?" Like that's the slamming of the fridge felt unnecessary, and the delivery of the it being sarcastic just felt unnecessary. Again, we'll see when the film comes out how good it is, but
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good.
that was a good delivery.
That was close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Yeah. I mean, based on what I can tell, the scenes with Lilo and Stitch are going to be the best scenes from what I can tell. Like, I don't know if you know the little girl had trouble acting with other people, and it was easier for her to act with the puppet because it's Stitch, but she seems a lot more she seems to be a significantly better actress with Stitch than she does with with her sister. Nani and her, again, it just seems a little off, but I think the scenes with her and Stitch look really good.
Agent Cobra Bubbles.
We have a blue dog to catch.
Okay, I'm sorry. That he does not look like Bubbles at all. First of all, why did we give Bubbles a mustache?
Agent Cobra.
Why did we give Bubbles a mustache? That's the first question I have. Also, he's not big. Part of the whole thing about, like, he looks like a regular size dude. I'm hopefully, maybe he's shredded underneath his Hawaiian shirt. I also don't like the fact that he's in a Hawaiian shirt. We shouldn't be seeing this side of Bubbles at all. Bubbles was always a very professional. We saw him very little throughout the story. Now maybe they could be changing it up on the account that we as the audience know that Bubbles was working with the aliens, but part of Bubbles' part of the story in the original film was that we as the audience have no idea. We think Bubbles is just a social worker, right? Like, he's just this big social worker that's, with Nani and Lilo, not necessarily trying to take Lilo away, but trying to make sure that Nani's doing right for Lilo. And then at the end of the film, it's like, oh, he's a secret agent that works with intergalactic aliens. Like, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. I feel like this might be leaning into it, especially because if I heard correctly, he's like, we have to catch a blue dog. That's not Bubbles' point in the film, right? Bubbles is a child service worker. That is his thing, and the whole dynamic is that he's trying his best to help Nani keep Lilo, but he also has to follow the law. Because if he doesn't follow the law, or if Nani doesn't get her act together, Lilo's getting taken away. And he feels for her. He's not trying to take Lilo away. But he has to do his job as a government agent. So I don't love the idea of changing Cobra Bubble's story to be, oh, we gotta catch Stitch. Like, that's not his job at all, I mean, he even, a big part of the middle of the movie is that he tells Nani, he's like, you have, 3 or 4 days? He's like, get a job. And then he tells Lilo, control your dog. And then we have that whole middle montage, which I think Devil in Disguise is playing in the background right now. We have this whole middle montage of Nani's trying to get a job and Lilo is trying to train Stitch, and things keep messing up and they're not succeeding, right? But Cobra giving Lilo the task of, training Stitch That's part of it. So I don't understand why they would change that part of the story. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, unless I'm missing something. Hi, Ben. It doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah. Also, okay, so we're just talking about a few things here. Let's watch this. Okay. So we'll ignore the Cobra Bubbles thing for now. Then we have this. So a lot of people pointed out they couldn't get a native Hawaiian for Nani. They could get one for the ice cream guy whose whole joke is that he's a sunburnt tourist. He's supposed to be a white guy. That's white erasure. Where's all the conservatives mad at that? Like, the whole joke with the ice cream guy is that he's sunburnt because he's a white guy in Hawaii. That's the comedy of the bit. That's the bit. Yes, Alo's the ice cream. He's a sunburnt white guy. He is a tourist. That's the joke. And you got what is very clearly a Hawaiian. And then they couldn't even get an ice cream somehow. We changed it from snow cone, or we changed it from an ice cream to a snow cone. I don't know why. Not my decision. I got nothing. But, again, I keep hitting my microphone. I'm sorry. I'm flailing my arms too much. But again, you couldn't get a dark girl to play Nani. You got a dark guy to play the white guy. Where's the rage there, conservatives? Like, you know, where's the anger? They got rid of your white guy. The only white guy in the film. Alright, anyways, sorry. Oh, speaking of white guys in a film, you got Bleakley and Jumba. Again, the whole point of the comedy is that Bleakley and Jumba are very clearly aliens. Jumba's like 8'12" with a Dollar Tree mustache and glasses, and Bleakley has one eye and a wig. And they still get away with it? That's the joke. They pose as a couple, it's bad. You're taking away part of what makes it work. What makes it work is that they're in bad disguises and Bleakley's dressed as a girl. Like, the whole undercover agent thing is the fact that they're posing as a couple. Again, comedy. Like, that's the joke. By giving them whatever technology to, like, you know, change their, physiology or make them look human or whatever, you're taking away a lot of the potential jokes, right? Like, even in the restaurant where we meet David for the first time, and he's like, and he's doing the luau thing, right? The joke is that LILO, or Stitch notices Bleakley and Jumba, Pleakley, sorry, Jesus. Pleakley gets a bunch of stuff on him, and he opens his wig, and David's like, ugh! And Pleakley's like, oh, I'm alright, and Jumba's like, don't worry, he's always been this ugly. You know what I mean? Like, you just took away an entire bit, an entire part of the joke, and not just an entire part of the joke, an entire scene is gone now. You can't do that joke anymore. Unless, maybe they're gay. Maybe they're homosexuals. I don't know. I doubt Disney would be that comfortable. I think a green one-eyed alien in a wig is significantly funnier. But what do I know? I'm not a CEO, right? I'm not a producer. I'm just a consumer, you know. I was the target audience for the movie when it originally came out. What do I know about the decisions that were made? Who's to say? Anyways, you're ruining the joke. And he's no longer a drag queen, which sucks. Again, joke's gone. You've ruined an entire bit. You've ruined several bits by changing things that didn't need to be changed. Out of all the things to be changed, you ruined the one thing that needed to be changed. Hello, Tay. Alright, let's continue. Also, the CGI here is really not that good. Stitch, I assume they put a lot of effort into Stitch because he's Stitch. This looks horrible. This looks like PlayStation 3 graphics. What are we looking at right now? This is terrible. And I know Disney has money. Come on. I know you have money.
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
That was pretty good. And see, like I said, the scenes with Stitch and LILO look good. I'm liking the scenes with Stitch and LILO. They look great. Everything else looks garbage. And I'm probably gonna see this at some. It comes out in May. I might see it with my family, maybe if I'm down with them at the time. I'm sure they're gonna want to see it. But so like, if that's I assume based on this trailer, based on what I've seen, because that's the purpose of a trailer, is so I can determine what is currently happening or what's going to happen and whatnot. And I can make my predictions. Point of a trailer. I feel like the scenes with LILO and Stitch are going to be great. The scenes that don't have LILO and Stitch are going to be absolutely crap. That's just what it seems.